Hey guys, it's Jensen, another friction force. Now this time we're doing the normal, static, and kinetic. The graph over here, I see. As you can see, the graph over here is not the class result because our class had inaccurate information, so we used some other classes. But basically, it's the same thing for both static kinetic explanations. And for the static friction and kinetic, static friction is 0.18 newtons and 1 newton. So basic and normal force plus 0.72 newtons. So basically, this slope right here, it's just saying that for every newton of normal force, it reacts 0.18 newtons of static friction. And here, this is where the point starts. So it's basically saying a point on the line where it starts. So it's basically saying if the normal force is 0, it's giving us this number. It's probably inaccurate like this because because usually the physics or the intercept of it has to be 0. But since we have a different since we can't get perfect data, we're giving this small number which is almost close to 0. Same thing for kinetic friction. It's 0.17 newtons over newtons normal force plus 0.30 newtons. And it's basically saying the newtons for every newton of normal force is 0.17 kinetic friction of newtons normal force. Here, same thing for here, 0.30 newtons is basically when the normal force is 0. Usually, if the normal force is 0, there is no interaction, so there's no friction. If we had to actually put this into real life, the graph will be high. Both of these lines will be higher if the friction is high, but this graph will be lower if the friction is lower. So if you actually put this into account of perspective when driving, where was it? Okay, it's right here. Dry asphalt, dry concrete, wet concrete on rubber. Since car's rubber against dry asphalt. So dry asphalt is 0.9 and wet asphalt is 0.25 to 0.75, which is close to like around 1, like from what Mr. Day's class is. And same thing here is dry concrete is 0.6, 0.85. High friction for both dry asphalt and dry concrete, and low friction for wet concrete and wet asphalt when rubber is smooth against them. And this is my data. So this is my data. This one is the Jomanas, and this one's my data. It's showing how this from here showing is like 0.1778 newtons per newtons, and the y-intercept 0.7393, and right here 0.726 newtons per newton says 0.2074 newtons. It's the same data, although a couple missing numbers, but oh well. See ya.